Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Gary. Today I am going to be making myself a parts wash. I don't want to buy one because to be fair, I don't have the room in the garage for one that's been made by somebody else, one of these shop bought ones, because they're too big. So my idea is to make one that is smaller and more manoeuvrable and portable, so that it's not taking up a vast amount of space in my garage, and two, the stuff that I normally have to clean down is only sort of smaller stuff, such as brake calipers, the cylinder heads off my flat 4 off my Scooby, or even the block, because even that splits into two halves and becomes big enough for a normal size sink. So yeah, basically that's what we're going to be trying to do. I don't think we're going to get it all done in this video, so what I might do is turn this video into a 2 or 3 parter. That way it's not going to be a massive video. I'll try and keep it short, probably 15-20 minutes each video, but we'll see how long it takes to do each section of what I've got to do. I think first things first, I will actually show you what I'm actually going to be making this out of. Again, like some of the other stuff, like I've made, like my workbench, the engine stand, the engine crane. It's all going to be made out of scrap material that we've accumulated through stuff we've taken to bits and kept the metalwork for, or stuff that's turned up here that was broken that we've fixed, and then it's been left till we've decided what we want to do with it. So a sink's turned up, a sack barra has turned up, a large water container, a chemical container has turned up. So that's pretty much 3 of the major components I need for this build. Now I've got a load of scrap metal that I've already dug out for it, so let's show you what I've got, and then we'll probably make the stand for the water, or the chemical container first, to be fair, and then mount the sink somewhere on top of that and go from there. So right, let's show you what I've got. Right, so these are the parts I've got. There's my sink, or the sink that I'm going to use, the water container, the metalwork, the sack barra. I've got an old fuel pump off of it's out of my Scooby actually. It's one that I replaced and upgraded. Nothing wrong with it, still works. I just upgraded it to a slightly higher one, and I'll explain why at a later point when I eventually actually get to work on the Scooby. Again, I've got some really good plans for that in the future. I've got a power pack, 12-volt power pack for that pump. Don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to put a tap on it and just have a constant feed tap over the top of it, or I've got a shower head which is adjustable, so you can have it as a shower or a jet, or and some bits of pipe work in there to join it all up. Still need some more, but the water container or chemical container's got a drain tap on the bottom, so when the sludge builds up in the bottom, it'll be easier to drain the sludge out. It's got inlets and outlets also in it, plus the main fill point. So yeah, that's the plan. I think, like I said, I'm going to do the support for the container first, so I can get a jug or something underneath it to obviously drain the sludge off. And then yeah, take it from there. So now I've got my little welder fixed, which I did in my last video. Yeah, let's put a time lapse in and me tidying this stuff away and figuring out what I'm going to do next. Right, so here we are. I've decided to lay this down on its back, just so I can get a rough idea on where I'm going to put, or how high I'm going to mount it, so I can get a plate underneath it, or get the stand part underneath it. And what I'm thinking is just do 2 supports across there, and obviously when this is stood up, 2 upright legs to each corner. That'll make the base. Might have to make something to come up the sides a little bit, just so it stops it from moving on it. I might actually put a front piece across as well. I don't know yet. I might do it like that, just so it can be taken off if it needs to be, you know, without having to disassemble it all completely. But yeah, that's basically the general idea, something like that. Make sure it's central, and right, I'll get something welded in. I think I'll mark that where they are. I could just get my small jug under there actually, so that's just about the right height. That might have to make the sink a little bit higher though, but we'll get to that when we get there. Right, another time lapse. Right, so it's the following day. I had some family come round last night, and I thought it was best to actually spend some time with them than actually carry on with what I was doing. So, but I did manage to get the parts cut, or 2 of the parts cut. I've had some put some, don't know if you can see that, slight radiuses on the end there to go around the fit better around the post, just so it's a bit of a nicer fit for when I'm welding. I've cleaned everything up. I've then just got to cut the upright legs once these are welded on, so that they can be supported. So they go like that. On there. Make sure they're straight with that plate at the bottom, because basically that's what we're going to use to weld everything else to. So that's that one. That's for that side. Wrong way up, that way up. So right, I'll get welder out and we'll get them tacked on and in place. It's a couple of days later, I'm back in the garage, what with all the madness that's going off in the world. We are going to finish making the framework now for the, well, obviously parts wash. I've done the support for the actual container that's going to hold all the liquids and cleaning fluids and everything in it. Now all we've got to do is make the sink part. I've actually found some metal work that's sort of shaped the right shape. I think it's off an old garden chair set, the ones with the swing sets. I think it's the canopy off of one of them. That I've welded together to make the frame for the sink. So we're going to finish making that and get it on this, and then that's all the framework done for the actual parts wash. First off, I've got to cut out a little bit on the actual sack barrow to lower it down a little bit, or lower the sink down a little bit so that it's not quite so high, because we don't want it up under your chin while you're trying to clean parts. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to do now, and I can then get this video edited and up, and then the second part of the video will be actually doing all the pipe work for plumbing it all in, the electrics, and actually getting it working so I can actually start doing or building my new engine for Azami, or Azami, if that's pronounced wrong, please let me know. But and if you don't know what Azami is, she is my 2004 Subaru Impreza, and I think it's time she had a new heart put in her. So there's nothing wrong with the one I've got. The last time I built that one, I built it in 4 days. That was basically stripping the engine out, stripping the engine completely down, all new seals, putting it back together and putting it back in the car and having it running straight away. And that was done, what's it, 3 years ago? 4 years ago. So yeah, I think it's time that I built her a new heart that that I've taken my time with, basically, that should then last her for the rest of her life if I don't drive like an idiot and don't blow it up when I'm going to shows. So right, let's get on with finishing this parts wash off, and then or finishing off the framework for the parts wash, and get on from that. Right, so like I said, we need to cut out some of the sack barrow, the back of the sack barrow, so that I can lower the sink down a bit. It sits about that high at this moment in time because the overflow pipe at the back here is sitting on this piece here, and what I want to do is I want to actually lower it down to about that height. So the only way I can do that is by cutting this bit out here, dropping it down, welding it back in, and then I can lower it down like that, but have it set a little bit further back so it's not actually leaning too far forward, and then that way I can have the pipe where it comes straight out, straight into the bottom of the tub here. So right, let's get on with that, shall we? And see what happens. See if I run into any little problems or anything. Right, so made the framework to go around the sink. So that's the framework to go around. That then underneath is the support to actually hold the sink in place, or hold the sink up so it doesn't tip forward. It might need another strengthener or two in it yet, I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, put something in it, see if it bends or anything. But then the sink just goes straight in on top like that. So yeah. Right, so that's it for this video. All the framework for the parts wash is made up. The last things to do is to plumb it up, put the return from the sink into the tub, and then sort the wiring out and put either the tap or shower head on. And use fit the pump, I should say, to actually use it, and then that's it all done. So that'll be the next video, is me actually plumbing it all in, and yeah, then getting it used, I assume, for the new engine and that, unless something else comes up first, which I think one of my friends has asked to come up actually with her Subaru, and she wants a tumbler delete doing, so we'll have to see if that comes up before the video's actually up and done, but we'll see. So yeah, that's this video done for today. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's been a little bit entertaining. I know it's been a lot of stop film and things like that, but yeah. So I'll see you in the next one.